Hello everyone and welcome back to more Metroid Diffusion for the Game Boy Advance. In this episode, we're going to be taking on the Nightmare X and acquiring a new ability, seeing what else we've got, and possibly also getting a new suit as well. So that's going to be pretty cool. But for now, we just want to make our way to the Nightmare boss by taking out all these enemies and just seeing what else it's destroyed, as this has really wreaked so much havoc in this place, like so much in fact. It's kind of scary in some places. The Nightmare can do dangerous things, especially what we've seen, you know, all the way here. Let's see. Okay, come on, are you going to change the eye or not? Yeah, there we go. Sometimes these things are really hard, you know, to do and all, especially for speedrunners, because it's randomized, I think. Like, you just have to wait until they turn into, you know, an eye or so there's no, like, pattern or anything. It's just, it's annoying for some speedrunners, I guess. But anyways, let's go take on the Nightmare, which is a pretty bloomin' disturbing boss, if I do say so myself. It's basically a giant cat with a robot that shoots lasers and everything, and we've basically got to kill it. One trick I find though is that if you jump like this, you can then get underneath it and use your charge beam in order to take it out. Really, you're supposed to like wait until you're out of the way of it, but because I've got so much energy tanks, I might as well just kill it like this, so that way it gets it all done and over with. And then we'll go into the second phase, where his face will melt after shooting so many missiles. I apologise for the lag, but that's because there's so much going on in this fight on this particular part, and it's a little bit difficult trying to kill this thing anyway. Because it's a bit hard first time. This guy took a couple of tries for me to kill, but eventually I got there in the end. And I think we're near the end actually already. What? Wait, what? We're done? Oh. Okay, fair enough. Just follow what I did then. And I only lost 4 energy tanks. Well, that went pretty good actually, not too shabby at all. But yeah, it's basically just a giant cat that tries to kill you. It was so disgusting seeing its face just melt for the first time when I played it. I thought, oh my god, you know, this is rated 12. I can imagine all the 12-year-olds like just being freaked out by that image there. But still, that's the Nightmare X. Very disturbing, very difficult, and quite difficult boss. And for defeating it, we get the gravity suit effect. Where we are now, purple. Fantastic. I like the choice of colours they did for these suits, like the green and yellow, the purple and green, the blue and yellow, but personally I've always liked her original design. And was glad that they featured it in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you know, when you change suits as Samus and all, because you can play as her form in Metroid Fusion. Also, they have like a, I think it was a reorchestrated or remixed version anyway of a Metroid Fusion song in that game, so I found that pretty cool. I don't know what one it was, I think it was Sector 1 SRX or something. Either way, it was nice to see it in there. That's all that matters. And where are we supposed to go now? Proceed to navigation room, I see. Well, we could do, but we can't really get out, so again, we're gonna have to find another way out. But honestly, this is pretty cool, the way you find your way out and all, as it involves, yeah, not really backtracking per se, but just using your mind to get around things. Like I said, near the end of Metroid Fusion, it turns more into Super Metroid, where, you know, you have to find things out yourself instead of just following what the computer does all the time. So, you know, you won't be just listening to instructions all the time, you will be doing things yourself, trying to find out things and all that. But still, one thing we want to do though is use our Shine Spark, as there is a secret item through here which we need with proper timing. If I blast through these 2 bits over here and not do that, great. I think it's in one of these bits where there'll be a Shine Spark place. I think it's between these 2 pillars actually, let me check, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Thought so. I thought that looked a bit suspicious. I always thought that when I found that area for the first time, I thought, why are those pillars still there, you know? How come they're not breakable? There must be a reason why they're there. Of course, there's an item here that we can't quite get yet, but we'll probably do it in a minute, as this one involves using the screw attack, which is the move that I mentioned at the very beginning, which I said you could sort of do to some enemies if you just hold down the charge beam and jump at them. You know, this one's the proper screw attack, and it's by far probably the most useful move in the whole game. At least that's the good thing with some of the moves. Like, some of the moves, you know, that you get near the end of the game, they're really vital and just so useful to progress through the game. That's given that they've featured them, really. But still. And now we're into an underwater place. And honestly, I don't like this area. Just saying. It's not terrible, it does not make me come away from the game at all, but it's... Say, you know, the water temple side of things. The water temple is difficult at first, but then you get used to it after a while and all, but it's just this one, I just don't really enjoy going underwater. So yes, it's still fast and all, but it's just, I don't know, it's just the whole exploration things. I guess it's due to the memory of getting lost in this area, because I was stumped on this area so much. But of course, after playing it loads of times now, I remember where to go. It's just first time I was like, oh god, where the heck do I go, you know? In like this huge underwater maze full of these annoying enemies and places that I don't know where to go, hidden items, etc. I don't know, it's just not really my cup of tea per se. Luckily though, there is actually a secret through here which can get us that power bomb tank. Kind of weird, because, you know, you can either get it using your screw attack or just go through there. I guess they give you options in this game as well. Pretty nifty. Also, the music in this area, so freaking atmospheric. I love it. Except, are we supposed to go this way? Let me check. Because, you know, it's just suitable, really, really suitable to like an underwater area, if you ask me, and it just makes you feel lonely inside this tank, you know, just water and things. In my opinion. Cool, we're finding items. I like how I'm doing that. Just finding items while just talking about random things, I guess. That's just how I roll, possibly. Still. Again, you know, in this area there's not really much to say, because it's basically just the same thing. Wherever you go and all. And I just realised that we're not supposed to go this way, as we need to get something in order to do it. Which isn't really that exciting, which is why I don't really like this area, as I was stuck trying to do it. And to me it just wasn't fun at all. But what is fun is trying to find some of the items and stuff. Like, even though I said it's boring in some places, trying to go all over out of your way and find secret items is what makes me come back to this area a lot. If they just had no items at all, and all you did was just literally you know, just get to the end without finding any extra items at all, then that would be a bit boring in my opinion, still. At least it has really atmospheric music, though. You probably can't hear it that well due to me moving around and all the sound effects going off. But it is cool. Honestly, it is. In fact, you know what? I might as well... Nah, you know what? If you want to listen to the music, just look it up on YouTube or something. Because the problem is, if I spend too much time, you know, just waiting for the music so that you can listen to it and all, it kills my time for trying to get the endings and all. And hold on, isn't it? Ah? Okay, so I'm playing the American version. I think this is the USA version per se that I got from Mew Paradise or something. And I'm pretty sure in the British version, because on the 3DS Ambassador I have the British version of this. On the particular bit, wait, you're supposed to use your Shine Spark to cut through it? But apparently in the American version, all you have to do is that? You just have to use your bombs? How come the British are always the ones that get all the frustration out of games, like in Crash Bandicoot 3, trying to get the blooming Platinum Relic on Hot Cocoa, and now Metroid Diffusion, just trying to open the damn door? What else are they going to give us? This is really interesting, discovering stuff like this. I could be wrong though, I'm not sure. I'll just put up an annotation to correct my stupidity, but still. Also, this room is very, very, very vital if you want to get through the game, as it contains an energy tank. And we're not far off getting them, actually. We've got about 5 left. Oh cool, so we've got 15 energy tanks. We're not doing bad for progression at all, really. Also, the space jump ability is just so useful in some areas. At least... It was also in Super Metroid as well, and they did a good job introducing it there. As I think without the space jump, it wouldn't be as good. Oh, no, actually, no, it wasn't. Metroid 2 was the first after space jump, which is pretty cool, actually. I just remembered that. Wow, Metroid 2 should deserve more credit for actually doing that. you know, first in all of the Metroid series, just doing the space jump ability. It's just so useful and just so iconic, you know. Same with the screw attack, but well, the original Metroid had the screw attack. Even though Super Metroid's a great game, it was like some of the original predecessors, you know, that introduced all these new things. Super Metroid was, yeah, famous for like wall jumping and shine sparking, but you know, it's just the other ones like blooming space jumps and beams and screw attacks. You know, it was the originals that did it, really, which is pretty cool. But one reason why I hated this area is because there's a particular bit here, because I don't know if you noticed it earlier, but some places you have to crawl through, and the only way you can find it is by shooting through it. And I just remember spending ages, I kept using power bombs trying to find out which walls to blow up. But all I had to do was just crawl through this little hatch here, and another little hatch up there. God, so much rage that day. But anyway, with that we unlock the red security doors, allowing us to go to the higher throughout the underwater place. I suppose after rather than playing this now, I just become used to it, just knowing where to go and things, but it's just, yeah, it's annoying first time trying to go through this area and all. Let's see, have we been elsewhere? Oh, we haven't been through this bit, but it's probably just going to lead me back to the exit. I thought so, so that looked a bit suspicious there. But now we can go back to the room which was over there, which I might as well cut ahead to since you've already seen the area, so it's only to the right. See you in a bit. Okay, now that we're all the way to the right, we can finally progress upwards, because coming here would be a waste of time otherwise. And is it worth killing that enemy? Meh, I'll spare him. I'm just gonna go through this door here and see where it takes me. There's, it should take me somewhere good, I hope. I think we're actually already nearly out of here. We're doing good progression. I've taken out the Nightmare X really quick, and now this. I like this a lot, actually. Because, you know, just first of all, trying to fight the Nightmare X was a pain and very, very, very disturbing. Trying to kill it, since it wasn't the most pleasing boss to the eye I've ever fought. I mean, just seeing this giant robotic cat, you know, just melting away when I shoot it with its missiles and making loud screech noises, and it's horrible. But it is nowhere near as scary as Crocodile's death in Super Metroid. Now that is where stuff gets real with Metroid and its things. It is not for children, and how you know that is if you fight Crocodile and see his death. Good God, I wouldn't really rate the game 12 after that, but I suppose in 1992 or 1993 they could get away with lots of stuff, so it was amusing to say the least. Anyways, I would like to use my Shine Spark, and for some reason it didn't do it the other way. That's just great, so I'm going to have to do it again. I'd like to use my Shine Spark, though, to get a secret item in this area, as that's pretty useful. But I hate these enemies, they just throw your boomerangs at you all the time, and it's just really hard to pull off Shine Sparks and things. And you just got to do it with proper timing, basically. There we go, that's what I wanted to do, so that way I could acquire the missiles. Because I think that's the only way, actually, you can take out those things. Either that or the screw attack, you know, try and take out those purple tentacle things, whatever they want to call them. I don't know what they are exactly either. There's something, I guess. Let's see, do we go up? Let me check. Do we go up? Oh wait, no we don't. Okay, cool. I was a bit confused there for a second, thinking we had to go up, but that's after we get something. Not really going to give it away, as we're coming up to it in a minute. But, you know, I don't like to give away spoilers. You should know that by now, though. I've said it God knows how many times in my series. Either way, let's just use Shine Spark, and use this up here, because there is actually a secret power bomb tank up here. Very nice. And also to save some time, I'd like to build up my Shine Spark so it saves me climbing all the way up. This is the thing I really like about Shine Spark, you know, even Metroid Diffusion, while it's, I wouldn't really say in some places for Metroid Diffusion you could sequence break exactly, not as much as Super Metroid, but you can use it to make life a bit easier, like these particular sections here. Yes, that is sort of sequence breaking, but I'm talking like, you know, Super Metroid is sequence breaking literally all the time, you know. Whereas this one has some of it, per se. Yeah, I could have just taken them out of my beam, but I've got a power bomb, I've got like 37 of them, so why not? Either way, let's just go to this place and acquire the data. Which is a really cool one, actually. I really like this one. Diffusion added to missiles. Charged with fire. No, charged with fire. And R with B. Charged with R, fire with B is what I meant to say. Because now we're adding diffusion to our missiles, where when we charge up and fire them, it will cause enemies to freeze, like this. Ideal for trying to make those guys freeze in order to get out, as there's no way to get out there otherwise. Well, actually there is. Apparently, in the American version, there's this glitch that you can pull off where you can get to this area early, without getting the missiles, so that way you can just exit out of it. But you have to like aim your missiles with such precision, like really, really strange, so in order to get it. I don't know if it's possible in the British version. I've heard it isn't, but in the American version it apparently is. You know what, I might as well just use my bombs just to save some time, I guess. But anyways, with that we will exit out of here by using our diffusion missiles, because if we use it here, it will freeze everything, allowing us to use our morph ball and crawl through it, like this. Sweet. Plus, there is a secret item here if I remember correctly. Indeed there is, and it is underneath here. I like how I don't really get this area though, because you could just use your missile there, or there's a thing up here for no reason. Maybe that's for a certain beam you get later in the game in order that penetrates through things. But I just prefer doing it my way, to be honest. We could go to the recharge room and all that, and save and look at the you know, our next objective and all, but there's one thing I want to do now which is going to save a bit of time, and that's acquire an item which we were supposed to get earlier but we couldn't due to not getting the power bomb tank, and that's this one in here, I believe, which I need to use a power bomb tank. Great. Just for an item in order to get a power bomb tank. What? Some of these things don't make sense, but oh well. Either way, nah, it's pointless kind. I was going to say I could kind of head to where the save room is, but that would be just so lazy, as it takes like seconds to get there. Maybe even less if you use the shine spark, right? Still. Either way, I reckon we're going to call that an episode for Metroid Fusion. So, in the next episode of Metroid Fusion, we're going to be going onward to the navigation room and seeing what our next objective is. And possibly seeing something. I don't know what it is exactly, because I forgot. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode of Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. Oh yeah!